Here it goes. These are unbelievable. Potatoes are the best thing on this planet, and they're also so easy to grow. A few months ago, I planted some potatoes in some buckets to show you guys that you can grow potatoes on a little balcony or in a big garden. They're that easy. And I'm going to show you as well how to take your potatoes to the next level. We're going to be making 2 incredible recipes with my homegrown potatoes. But first, let me show you how to grow them. So first up, you're going to need some sprouted potatoes. This is the seed potato, and you can just pop a potato on your windowsill and wait for it to sprout, or like I did, pop down to my local garden centre and get some pre-sprouted potatoes. Plus, I picked up some good organic compost. I grow my potatoes in big old buckets with some holes in the bottom for drainage. I fill the buckets with compost, then pop a couple of the sprouted potatoes in each. Right then, should we get our potatoes planted for Christmas? Cover with enough soil, then water really well. All right, so what I'm going to do now is actually lay on some wood chippings on top of the soil, just lightly. And this is going to be like a protective layer that's going to stop the soil drying out and will basically save me watering these all the time. Then you just got to wait for them to grow. Right, here we go. This is exciting. The plants have all died back now. I'm going to turn these out and see if we got some beautiful potatoes to make some lovely dishes. Oh yes, this is exciting. Have we got any potatoes? Oh, here's one. Beautiful potatoes grown in just a few weeks. There's a few small ones there. I hope we can get some bigger ones as we go along. Let's see what we got in these ones. Now we're talking, a bit bigger here. Oh, look at these worms, beautiful worms. Keep these and put them in my veg beds. Oh yeah, beautiful potatoes, ain't they, boys? Some Welsh golden potatoes here. Look at my beautiful potatoes. I'm very proud of this haul. Took me little to no effort to grow all of these potatoes. I'm gonna give them a good old wash and then we're gonna get cooking. So I'm in my comfort zone now, the kitchen, well, my outdoor kitchen. Gardening is all new to me, but I'm very happy with the potatoes that I grew here. And I'm gonna make something extra special with my homegrown potatoes. And this is perfect for your Christmas dinner table or any special occasion, or if you just want to treat yourself, really. I saw this pop up on my TikTok feed, and you can follow me on TikTok at Avant-Garde Vegan. I've just joined. But anyway, I saw this idea. It's 15-hour potatoes. So many people recreated it. It went viral. People were slicing potatoes, mixing them with some melted butter, pressing them and baking them, and then frying them so they go super crispy, and they looked absolutely amazing. And I wanted to give it a go myself, make it vegan, and see if I can enhance it and make it even more exciting. And I think I just did that. The first thing I need to do is pick some homegrown leeks, but you would just grab 2 leeks or 1 big leek at home and finely slice it. There's my leeks. And okay, obviously this is me trying to enhance the recipe. I wanted to use something that is spectacular. This is saffron. Saffron is the stigma from a flower. It is a very expensive herb, not so much in this small quantity, but it is quite pricey for its weight. And this is what gives paella that lovely yellow colour and lovely aroma and flavour. And I'm going to run this through our sliced potato, infusing my vegan butter with it, and it's going to add a lovely colour and just make it luxurious. So I'm going to finally shred my leeks with some garlic, lots of garlic, and infuse some vegan butter with the leek, garlic and saffron. So that's already infusing. The next thing I'm going to get in is actually my reserved leek roots. Now, you may not have these at home because you may not have grown your own leeks, but if you do, always keep these because they add the most amazing oniony flavour to oil or to something like this. They have such great flavour. So I'm just going to chuck those in and they're just going to melt down, and I'll take them out before running them through the potatoes. And also a generous pinch of sea salt and ground white pepper. And the reason I'm using ground white pepper on this occasion is because I don't want chunks of cracked black pepper running through it. You don't want to see speckles. I want this to only be coloured by the potato, the leek and the saffron. So just infuse that together for about 15 minutes, and that will give you enough time to peel and slice your potatoes on a mandolin. And you know why I love mandolins? Because it's also a guitar, isn't it, Joe?
Yeah, boy.
No, seriously though, be very careful with a mandolin. Use a guard if you've never used one before. And if you don't have a mandolin, you can just slice your potatoes really fine using a sharp knife. It'll just take you a little bit longer. Actually, Joe just mentioned a good little tip there. You could use a peeler, as long as it's like a peeler like this where you can apply more pressure and get a thicker slice rather than just a really thin slice. And you could use a grater, but then it's going to be more like a rusty bake. A chef's tip to keep tidy when you're peeling lots of potatoes is to lay some kitchen paper onto your board and peel onto them, and you can just roll it up and put it in your compost bin once you've finished peeling. So you want to mandolin the potatoes on the finest setting, and just be careful as you do it. It's pretty straightforward though. So that is about the perfect thickness. And as I go, I put them into my baking dish just to check on how many more I need. First up, take your leek roots out. And then, this is the fun part, all this beautiful infused vegan butter over the top. Look at that! We don't want to waste any of that good stuff in there. Get it all in there, son. Now I did season that butter when we were infusing it, but because the potatoes are now added, you've got to have a little bit more salt to help season everything. There's nothing worse than under-seasoned food. When I was back in professional kitchens, if I served something up as a young chef to my head chef that wasn't seasoned properly, he'd give me this look. But I rarely got that look because I always season my food. Give it a good old mix up, making sure every piece of potato has got some of that lovely infused butter on it, and this smells absolutely unbelievable already. All right, so all of this now goes into a lined baking tray, and I've luckily got two of the same, and ideally you do want two of the same baking trays because we're going to use another one to weigh it down and to press it basically. And this is perfect for serving up to your family at Christmas time or any special occasion. And you just want to press this down now, make sure it's evenly spread out. That's pretty much all the hands-on action you're going to need to do. So what I do now is fold over my grease-proof paper. I'll put another piece on top just for some protection. And then I've got my second baking dish. Press that on. And then you want some kind of weight that is oven proof. So I'm just going to use a couple of baking dishes to sit on top, and this now needs to go into the oven for an hour and 15 minutes, set at around 180 to 200 degrees Celsius, and then we can cut it up and serve it. But I have pre-done one, so we won't have to wait all that time. Here's that one I made earlier. So this has been in my fridge just overnight, pressing. As long as it's in the fridge pressing for about 6 hours, you're fine. That's firm and set nicely. So we just need to turn this out. So what you may find is that the butter may have stuck and it'll be quite difficult to bring it out. You can just get a hot towel and just apply it to the back, and that will slightly melt the butter and it'll come out nicely. And there we go, perfect. Look at that. What you need to do now is cut this into portions. You can get quite chefy actually and use a ring cutter and cut circles. So you can do squares too. I'm just going to do rectangles about 1 inch thick. And there we go. You've got those lovely layers running through that. That looks amazing. So what we need to do now is shallow fry it. And this is the best bit. So you only want to put 2 to 3 in at a time, and fry them until they're golden and crisp. It should take about 4 to 5 minutes. If you don't want to fry your mega chips, you can always put them on a lime baking tray and bake them just before serving until crisp, which should take around 25 minutes. Wow, look at that! If you serve these to your guests on Christmas Day or whatever special occasion, they're going to be so impressed. They're probably not going to want anything else to eat other than them. And you can see the yellow of the saffron so amazingly well. So the reason why I'm shallow frying is that base of the pan, they actually sit on the bottom, so they're less likely to break apart, and you get some colour from the bottom of the pan too. Those layers there, oh. Sis, come and taste these.
Amazing.
What is it?
Don't know.
What does it look like? This is the humble potato that I grew myself, turned into something spectacular. Here you go.
Thank you so much.
You dropped half it on the floor.
This is incredible.
Incredible, yeah? Here it goes. Wow. Last week on my YouTube channel, I made a vegan Christmas ham, maple and mustard glaze, and I served these with it. But to be honest, just put these in the middle of my Christmas table and I'll be happy. I'll just eat a load of these. These are unbelievable.
Wow. So creamy. And the saffron is beautiful. So subtle.
Next up, gnocchi. This is your new sous chef. The Thermomix is the smartest, smallest kitchen appliance in the world with over 20 different functions. It is unbelievable. When I was back in the professional kitchens, we used the Thermomix all the time to make some of the best dishes I have ever cooked. It can chop, blitz, blend, whip, weigh, steam, grind, and so many more. There's over 20 different functions at the click of a button, and it can even clean itself. What's more, you can access Cookie Do, which is a recipe platform that you can access directly on the screen of the Thermomix. There's over 70,000 recipes available to you guys at the click of a button. The Thermomix is truly one of the best machines I've ever used in my entire cooking life. I'm so happy to be reunited with the Thermomix, and I can't wait to cook up some delicious dishes. If you want more information on where you can get a Thermomix, click the link below this video. Thank you so much, Thermomix, for supporting the channel. I can't wait to get cooking in it. Back to the video. So the second dish I'm making with my lovely potatoes is gnocchi. One of my favourite pasta dishes. This is a celebration of potatoes, but it doesn't get the respect it deserves, I don't think, because often people buy shop-bought gnocchi and it's mushy and squelchy and soft. But I'm going to show you how simple and how beautiful it can be today. First up, get some potatoes boiling. I keep my potatoes whole with the skin on so that they don't get waterlogged whilst they're boiling, and that's going to result in a less watery mash. Check the potatoes are cooked by sticking a fork in them. Once they're soft, remove them from the water and peel and mash. The skin should come off easily, but if they don't, use a peeler or a spoon to scrape them off. So this is called a potato ricer. You can just use an old-fashioned masher, but this just ensures there's no lumps, and that's what you want with gnocchi. Squeeze! So the gnocchi dough is very simple. All that goes into this potato is extra virgin olive oil, sea salt, ground white pepper, again so I don't want speckles of pepper running through this, and some plain flour. And I add enough plain flour to make this into a lovely light dough-like consistency, but I'll put all the measurements on my website so you can follow it exactly. Just fold that in, figure of 8 motion. You can use your hands as well. And once it comes together into a dough, then we'll start kneading it. Knead the dough for around 3 to 4 minutes. It doesn't want to be sticky to the touch. It wants to be quite dry, almost like a pasta dough, but a little bit softer. So now for the fun part, making this into actual gnocchi. You want to cut this dough into 4 pieces and roll them out into a long sausage shape and cut them into centimetre pieces. So when it comes to shaping the gnocchi, you can leave them exactly like this, have rustic pillows of joy, or you can give them a little bit of pizzazz. And using a gnocchi board, this gives it a little corrugated look and that captures some of the sauce. But I'm actually going to be pan frying mine before throwing them into my sauce. So they're going to be caramelized on the outside anyway, so you don't really need the shape. So I'm going to leave mine like this. I'll probably give them a little pinch, but just to show you, if you're using a board, you can just roll the gnocchi down it and it will create this lovely sort of corrugated look to it. You can also do it on a fork as well. Let's get this gnocchi cooking and the mushroom sauce. Gnocchi only takes 3 to 4 minutes in a pan of boiling salted water. So I'm going to get the mushroom sauce cooking. First up, I'm just going to finely chop an onion and chop up roughly my wild mushrooms. Get them sauteed in a pan with some olive oil and some garlic until they're lovely and golden. To the mushrooms, add some dried tarragon and some chili flakes. This smells absolutely unbelievable. I don't know what it is, but onion, garlic and mushroom, best combination ever. Plus the tarragon and the chili, next level. It's gonna get better though. We're gonna deglaze this pan with some brandy. If you don't like cooking with alcohol, you can leave it out, but watch this. This dish is perfect for this time of year. Maybe it's your Christmas dinner starter, because watch, imagine doing this in front of your guests. Get your brandy in, a little flambe. Beautiful stuff, look at that. Woo! Just let that alcohol cook off and the brandy sweetness is just gonna transform this sauce. Beautiful. My water's just coming up to a boil for the gnocchi. You want it to be a rolling boil when you're cooking the gnocchi. Once you've cooked off the brandy, add some vegan cream or creamy non-dairy milk to the pan and stir it in with some miso paste. Season the boiling water with some sea salt and get that gnocchi in. Whilst the gnocchi's cooking, I'm going to get this non-stick pan heating with a little bit of oil and a garlic clove and some rosemary, and that's going to infuse the oil. And as soon as the gnocchi are ready, I'm going to get them into that hot pan with the infused oil, just get some lovely colour on them. There we go, look at that colour. Let's get it into that sauce. Stir that in. Beautiful. Oh yes. Each piece of gnocchi has got that creamy sauce coated around it now. Look at that. That is beautiful and rustic. This smells unbelievable. Let's serve up. I'm garnishing my dish with some lemon zest, some fresh tarragon and some baby lettuce that I grew myself. Wow. That is beautiful. The gnocchi is so delicate and it's just coated in that creamy sauce that's got a lovely hit of pepper and you can taste the sweetness of the brandy. Absolutely beautiful dish, and using my homegrown potatoes. But gnocchi is so simple to make, as you saw, and you can make something quite fancy too. After cooking the gnocchi in the boiling water, you can also let it cool and then freeze it, so you can just have yourself to gnocchi at any point. Make a big batch, freeze loads of it, and you can have it any time you want. Thanks so much for watching. Please like, share and comment. Hope you have a lovely Christmas and I'll see you in the new year. Don't forget you can get my cookbooks on my website signed as well, so check them out and I'll see you soon. From me and the crew, goodbye. That is good.